Hi everyone, it's Miss Cohn again. So, we are going to talk a little bit more about note-taking and what that actually means when we're reading our social studies texts. I know that note-taking is not easy. We're used to kind of being told, here, go read this, answer these questions, or go read this and just write me a paragraph about what it's mostly about. But when we get older, we have lots and lots of things to read. We need to take notes. The point of notes is to help you. Your notes should help you understand what you read. So if your notes aren't helping you, then they're not great notes. So let's think about how we can make our notes really help us. So we already talked about one thing. We talked about using boxes and bullets to jot down who, where, when, and what. Those 4 things are very helpful for most people when they take notes. But today I want to teach you one more thing. I want you to take your brain back to when we read fiction. When we read fiction, we thought a lot about part to whole. How do my different parts fit with my whole text? For nonfiction, it's a little bit different, but it connects to that. So keep in mind part to whole, but now switch over nonfiction. So when I'm reading nonfiction, my whole, that's like my main idea. And the parts, those are those key details. If you think back to when we were doing our work with Native Americans, we were reading a lot of nonfiction texts, and we were thinking about the main idea and those key details. It's a different way to think about part to whole. So today, I have a question for you. How do I know which details to write down, Miss Cohn? Everything seems like it's important. Everything seems like a key detail, right? It's so hard. So I want us to think about, when is a detail important enough to record? The way we're going to have to do this is we're going to be doing a lot of rereading. For some of you, you don't love to reread. Guess what? I don't love it either, but it's the best way to understand a text and to be able to write good notes. So you're going to read the chapter one time just to get the main idea, what it's mostly about. As you're doing that, you're thinking who, where, when, what. Those are helping you get to that main idea. But then guess what? Your work isn't done. You should read the chapter a second time. And say, Miss Cohn, I don't want to do that. Guess what? If we were in school, you would be doing so much more work. You're actually not doing that much. If you think about the hours that you're doing your work, it's less than school. So I really want you to try your best to reread the chapter a second time. This time, you're thinking about key details. So a detail is important enough to record when it fits with the main idea. Simple as that. If it's kind of unrelated and something random, it's probably not a good thing to record. So I'm going to show you how I set up my notebook. So this is what I'm thinking right now. I have my who, where, when, what, and that's helping me get my main idea. That's for my first read as I go through. And some of you are using boxes and putting bullets under. Some of you are saying who equals and writing who. However it makes sense for you to organize your who, where, when, and what, do it, right? Your notes are to help you. And that will get us to our main idea. But now Miss Cohn's telling you, read the whole thing again and try to figure out the key details. What details should I record? But the only way to know this is by knowing our main idea. So you're going to read the text once for the main idea. And then you're going to read the text a second time, finding key details. Usually there's somewhere between 3 and 5 key details, so I want you to keep that in mind. There shouldn't be 10, but there also shouldn't be 1, right? There's going to be, just like we have all the parts that fit with our whole, there's going to be a few different details that fit with our whole. So I also have another tool for you when you go and do your note-taking. So it is attached to the bottom, note-taking tips. So when you are doing your note-taking, you are going to have a whole list of things that you should keep in mind. It's a lot, it's okay, but one thing that it says is something you might not have heard before. This list says you actually don't need to read with a pen in your hand. What? I've always heard I should have one ready to jot. Guess what? What they mean by that is that the first read is kind of to get the gist or get the main idea, and that's why they don't want you stopping every second to write down every single thing. Because remember, the first time we read, main idea, what is it mostly about? Who, where, what, when. I'm just keeping track of those things. My second read, that's when I need to dive in and be ready to jot down my key details that connect to my main idea. So today you're going to be reading about the French and Indian War. This is really important. Things are starting to take off. Things are getting dangerous. Different people are coming into play. We're going to have some new characters. We're going to be in different places, different things. So I need you to make sure that you read the chapter at least 2 times. First time, you're going to read for main idea, jotting down who, where, when, and what. Second time, you're going to read looking for the key details that connect to your main idea. All right? If you need help, ask us. We're here to help you. If the text is a little bit confusing, which these are hard texts, ask us for help. Miss Hattinger has also recorded herself reading the text, so if it helps you to listen, then go ahead and do that. All right, off you go.